They say beauty is a blessing, but in my case, it's a curse, and a very powerful one. My name is Isabel, and I live in a quiet village called Riverton, or at least it used to be quiet, before men started vanishing, one by one, without a trace. It began slowly. First the young, strong men, the blacksmiths, the hunters, the warriors, then the middle-aged. Even the gray-haired elders weren't spared. Some believed the men had fled to avoid hard labor or war. Others whispered about angry spirits roaming at night, seeking male souls. But none of them suspected me. None of them suspected my mother. And certainly, no one ever questioned the dozens of dogs that roamed our compound. The beautiful curse. People said I was the most beautiful woman in Riverton. They were right. My skin gleamed like polished mahogany under the sun. My eyes held shadows, secrets. Men said my smile could stop time, and that my walk stirred something ancient inside them. They all wanted me. They all ignored the warning signs. The same whispers floated through the palm wine huts and around evening fires. She's not just beautiful, she's unnatural. There's danger behind those eyes. But even fear couldn't hold back desire. One after the other they came, and none of them ever returned. The night of no return. I still remember Daniel, the village chief's only son. Young, proud, foolish. His eyes burned with lust the night he knocked on my door. Everyone had warned him. He should have listened. I opened the door slowly. The moonlight kissed my skin, and I saw his breath hitch. "I knew you'd come," I whispered. He didn't speak, just followed me in. That was the last time anyone saw Daniel as a man. The next morning, a new dog appeared in our yard. Big, muscular, golden brown with eyes that looked familiar. Too familiar. Mother and I named him Rex. He barked, but there was pain in the sound. He tried to speak, but no human tongue could form from that twisted throat. The ritual. That night, I knelt inside the candlelit circle on the floor of our hut. The air was thick with incense and whispers older than time. Mother stood behind me, her smile calm and cold. "You've done well, my daughter," she said. I stroked the head of my new pet. He trembled under my touch. "No man can ever satisfy you, Isabel," Mother continued. "They're only useful as pets, obedient, eternal." I smiled. Around me, dozens of eyes glowed in the dim light. Dogs, each one of them a man who had once kissed my skin, whispered empty promises, and believed they could tame me. Now, they belong to me. Forever. The first spark of suspicion. The village began to stir. The disappearances could no longer be explained away. Too many sons, fathers, and brothers had gone. The elders called a meeting under the great baobab tree. "We must find out what is happening to our men," one of them cried. Elijah, a quiet farmer, stood and cleared his throat. "I've seen something strange." All eyes turned to him. "It's Isabel. Every time a man disappears, a new dog shows up in her compound. Her yard is full of them. Far too many." The elders stiffened. A cold wind passed through the gathering. "Are you saying she turns them into animals?" one elder whispered, afraid to even finish the thought. "I don't know," Elijah replied, "but we need to watch her. Tonight." They had made up their minds. They thought they would uncover the truth. But some truths are better left buried. I could feel it in the air that night, like a crackle in my bones, a whisper in the wind. They were watching me. The villagers thought they were clever, hiding in the shadows, peeking through leaves, trying to spy on my home without being noticed. But I always know when I'm being watched. And so does Mother. "They think they're hunting you," she said with a soft chuckle, stirring her bowl of dark herbs by the fire. "But they're just sheep walking into the wolf's den." I didn't speak. I stood at the window, my eyes scanning the darkness outside. I could sense them, 4 of them, maybe 5. Elijah among them. I could smell his fear from here. He was the only one who had dared speak my name aloud, the only one foolish enough to say it in suspicion. he would be next. Before the hour struck midnight, I slipped into the forest behind our compound, barefoot and silent. I knew where to go. The old shrine, hidden among twisted trees, a place even the elders dared not approach. There, beneath the ancient stone arch covered in vines, I knelt. "Great One," I whispered, "they seek to expose me." The wind died. Even the insects went silent. Then I heard her, the lady in the shadows. Her voice slithered like smoke from the trees around me. "They fear what they cannot control." "What should I do?" I asked, my fingers digging into the soil. She laughed softly. "Feed me another, and I will cloud their minds again." I bowed. "You'll have one before dawn." The hunter becomes the hunted Elijah crept closer to the fence of our compound, clutching a crude spear in his hand. He thought it would protect him. He had no idea I was behind him. "You shouldn't be here," I whispered against his ear. He froze. I stepped in front of him, slowly, like a panther circling prey. His mouth opened. I just wanted to protect the village," I smiled. "You should have stayed home, Elijah." I touched his cheek gently. His eyes fluttered. And then I kissed him. The transformation is always the same, the trembling, the gasping, the scream that melts into a growl. Bones snap and twist, flesh folds, voice lost. When it was over, a lean black dog stood where Elijah had been. He stared at me, tail between his legs, confused, then whined. Mother appeared at my side, clapping slowly. "Beautiful. You're getting faster." I bent down and scratched behind Elijah's ears. "I told you, Mother, no man can ever satisfy me." The aftermath. The next morning, there was another dog in the yard. The villagers returned to their homes before sunrise, confused, dazed, as though their memories of the night had been wiped clean. All except one, Thomas. He lingered. He hadn't seen the transformation, but he'd noticed Elijah slip away and never return. And now, he noticed the black dog by my door. He stared at it for a long time. The others moved on, but not him. He's curious, too curious. And curiosity can be dangerous, especially in my world. It always starts with a look, a longer than usual glance, a moment of hesitation, a question they don't ask out loud. That's how I knew Thomas would be a problem. He stood by the village square later that morning, staring at the dog with Elijah's eyes. The others were laughing, drinking palm wine, talking about yams and rain. But Thomas, he was quiet, and I could feel him thinking, remembering, doubting. I sat outside my hut, weaving a mat, pretending not to notice. But my skin tingled, my pulse thrummed. He would come to me tonight, I was sure of it. The whisper of doubt. "I think she's hiding something," I heard him say to one of the elders that afternoon. "Have you not noticed?" Each time a man disappears, a new dog appears in her compound. The elder waved him off. "You've been drinking too early, Thomas. Mind your tongue." But Elijah was watching her. He didn't come back. And now there's that black dog. "You think she turns men into dogs?" The elder scoffed. "That's a tale for frightened children." Thomas didn't reply. He just walked away, eyes narrowed, mind racing. I smiled to myself. Good, let the curiosity burn. Let it drive him to my doorstep. A visit at dusk. He came just after the sun dipped behind the trees. Bold, foolish. "I know you know what happened to Elijah," he said as I stepped out of my hut, wrapping a shawl loosely around my shoulders. "I know a lot of things," I replied, tilting my head. "But knowledge is heavy, Thomas. Can you carry it?" He swallowed. "I just want the truth." I walked toward him, slow, deliberate. "And if the truth demands something from you, I'll give whatever it takes." Ah, there it was. The weakness, desire disguised as bravery, curiosity wrapped in lust. I brushed my fingers across his chest. "I like men who ask questions," I whispered, "even if they don't live long enough to hear the answers." The ritual room. He followed me in. Of course he did. They always do. The moment he crossed the threshold, the door slammed shut behind him, on its own. He jumped. I smiled. The candles lit themselves one by one. The circle of salt glowed. The dogs began to bark outside, sensing another brother about to join them. What is this?" he stammered. I placed a finger on his lips. "Hush now. You said you wanted the truth. Well," I leaned in close. "Here it is." Then I kissed him. And just like that, bones cracked, limbs twisted. A scream became a howl. When the light faded, another dog sat in the center of the salt circle, panting. I sighed and looked toward the corner. Mother was watching, a glass of wine in hand. "You're getting reckless," she said. "He asked for the truth," I replied, petting the dog that used to be Thomas. "I gave it to him." The village stirs, but this time, something felt different. As I stepped outside that night, the wind didn't whisper. It howled. The trees leaned toward me like eavesdropping spirits. And in the shadows, something watched. Not a man, not a dog. Something older, something that remembered the very first man I ever kissed. I shivered, because this time, I was the one being hunted. The first man I ever kissed. Every curse begins with a kiss. Mine was no different. It happened long ago, when my lips were still innocent, and my heart still foolish enough to believe in love. His name was David, the only man I ever truly wanted. The only one who walked away, alive. Before the curse. I was 16 when I met him, a traveler, a stranger, a scholar from the far side of the river. He came into our village with books, herbs, and questions that stirred things inside me I didn't know how to name. Unlike the other boys, he didn't chase me, didn't gawk, didn't stammer. He just looked. And somehow, that made him even more dangerous. "Do you ever feel like you don't belong here?" he asked me once as we sat beneath the old baobab tree. "All the time," I whispered. He smiled. "Then perhaps you don't." I should have known then that he saw something the others couldn't. The kiss that changed everything. It was raining the night it happened. Not soft drizzle. No, this was thunder and fury. A storm that cracked the sky open like an egg. We were alone, hiding under a thatched roof behind the shrine. He took my hand. "Ebery," he said, "you don't know who you are, do you?" And before I could ask what he meant, he kissed me. Not lust, not hunger, truth. In that moment, something inside me woke up, something ancient, something buried deep in my bloodline. My vision blurred, my hands burned, my spine arched backward, and I let out a scream so loud the rain paused midair. When I opened my eyes, David was gone. He had disappeared without a trace. The curse begins. 3 days later, my mother came to me. Her eyes were darker than I remembered, her voice deeper. "It has begun," she said. "What has?" "Our bloodline," she answered. "You've awakened it." She showed me the old book, the one with leather skin and pages that whispered when turned. "We are not meant to be loved, Ebery. We are meant to be obeyed." I didn't understand then. I thought I was losing my mind. But then the men began to fall, one by one, drawn to me, claiming to love me. And with each one, the hunger grew stronger. Each kiss sealed their fate. Each touch turned them to beasts. They loved me, but I could never love them back, because my heart still remembered the only man who escaped me, the shadow's return. Now, years later, I felt it again, that presence, that stillness in the air, like someone watching me from beyond the veil. That night, I lit the candles early, laid a circle of salt around my bed. The dogs whined nervously, tails tucked between legs. Mama entered my hut, eyes wary. "You feel it too?" I nodded. "He's returned." "Are you sure it's him?" "I can't forget his presence," I whispered. "David is back." The stranger in the woods. The villagers spoke of a new man, one they hadn't seen before. He didn't speak much, kept to himself, camped at the edge of the forest. Some said he healed a dying child just by laying hands on her. Others swore they saw him talking to animals, like they understood him. When I heard this, my breath caught in my throat. He always had a way with creatures. He always had a way with me. My past is my punishment. I should be afraid, but I'm not. Because deep down, a part of me wants him to find me again. I want answers. I want closure. I want to know why he left. But more than anything, I want to know why he came back. Because if David has returned, then so has the truth about my curse. And I don't know whether he's come to save me or to end me. They called him the healer, the one who spoke to the wind, the one who walked alone but was never alone. But I knew him by a different name, David, the only man who ever kissed me and lived to tell the story. A stranger no more. The village buzzed with tales of him. Whispers followed him wherever he went. He never entered the market, never visited the square. But the sick found healing in his presence. The troubled found peace. And still, he avoided me. He must have known I was here. I could feel it. The same way fire knows the scent of smoke. So one night, I did what I had sworn never to do. I went looking for him. The forest knows his name. The forest around Umwaka is alive. It breathes. It watches. It remembers. As I walked deeper into the trees, my dogs refused to follow. They whimpered, tails low, eyes pleading. But this was my path to walk alone. And then I saw him, leaning against a tree, bathed in moonlight like something divine. He looked older, stronger, but those eyes still held the same fire that once woke the curse in me. "You shouldn't be here," he said without turning. "You're the one who came back," I replied. He finally looked at me. His expression wasn't anger, it wasn't fear, it was sorrow. The man who couldn't be tamed. "I'm not like the others," he said. "You know that." I laughed. "You think I don't remember? You kissed me, David. You woke something. And then you ran." "I didn't run," he said quietly. "I escaped." I stepped closer. "You mean to tell me you've been hiding all these years?" He met my gaze. Not hiding. Preparing. That word sent a chill through me. "Preparing for what?" I asked. "For you," he said. "For this moment." He reached into his satchel and pulled out a book, old, torn, and humming with energy. My mother had a book like that, but this one was older, darker, a revelation I wasn't ready for. He opened it to a page marked with blood. "Your curse didn't start with your mother," he said. "It goes further, much further." I shook my head. "No, Mama said she lied to protect you, or maybe to use you. I don't know." I stepped back, heart pounding. "Why are you telling me this now?" "Because you're running out of time." His voice dropped lower. "Someone else is coming. One who feeds on your curse. One who wants it for himself." "What do you mean?" I asked, though a part of me already knew. "The next full moon," he said. "You'll have to choose." "Choose what?" "Whether you'll stay the predator," he whispered, "or become the prey." The dogs stir. That night, I returned to my hut shaken. The dogs growled restlessly, sensing something in the air. Mama waited for me at the doorway, arms folded. "You saw him," she said. "I did." "And what did he say?" I hesitated. "He said the curse didn't begin with you." Mama's eyes flickered, just for a second, but I saw it. Fear. "Don't listen to him," she snapped. "He doesn't know the weight we carry." "Or maybe he does," I replied, brushing past her. Because now I wasn't just haunted by what I was hunted by what I might become.